everybody. It's Thursday.
And welcome to this edition of the Night Bite.
Yeah, I'm Josh.
And I'm Emily. And we are excited to be here tonight with you guys. Normally at this part of the episode, we're talking about, different events that are going on and tournaments and all of that. But quite frankly, we are not in that part of the season. And with that, we are actually right in between seasons.
Yeah, and the in-between is going to be... the in-between season is going to be literally 2 days. So it's like we were just ice fishing Sunday, and now we're seeing the rivers open by us, like completely open. Be careful of ice chunks from the bayous and stuff, but otherwise, like.
Well, and so what happened this year to make that break up so fast? So we do always have these warm temperatures. We had some really nice days mixed in. We all think of that. We had some rain come down. It wasn't really a huge amount, although I guess at some points it rained pretty good. Depends on where you were at. But then in the last, day, 24 hours, the wind that we have had around here has pretty much done away with the ice. I was going to say done a huge number on it, but quite frankly, that's one of the things that really pushed it out. Yeah,
it's been a perfect storm of just a slow, steady melt, lack of snow cover in at least the central part of Wisconsin, and just a lot of sunny days. And, we got a little bit of rain, and it just popped the ice up and pushed it out. So that's where we're at. We'll probably be getting the boat ready on Saturday and seeing what happens.
So if you still have ice, or if you don't at all and you're getting your boat out, let us know that. Let us know where you're at and what that situation is for you. Otherwise, let us know what other comments or anything that you have, and we will bring on our guest, and then I'm sure people will have comments at that point. So we are here actually tonight with Sara Lamson.
Hey, Sarah.
Hello, everybody from Kansas.
Yeah, you just got done with a pretty long drive, huh?
Yeah, we just got in a little bit ago, went and shoved some good old Kansas City barbecue in our mouths, and now we're back at my glamorous hotel room.
Nice.
So we can get back to Kansas in a little bit, but tell us a little bit about yourself, Sarah.
So for a lot of you who kind of know me and follow me, I'm originally from Idaho. Been back there pretty much my whole life, and was offered a position with Lakewood 2 years ago as their sales and marketing director, and was able to move over to Wisconsin in March of 2019. So I just passed my 2-year anniversary. So that's kind of exciting, being here. And I've actually worked with them for a long time in the industry on the archery side of things. That's kind of my background, was competitive archery, hunting, and then I'd work a bunch of the trade shows for them, and they had a position open up, and here I am.
Awesome. So I got to admit,
totally enjoying that.
Can you still hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. It kind of muted there. We're good.
Okay, sorry. We actually had a funny glitch happen that we've never happened before, and our screen totally closed on us. So it sounded like you were still going. Thanks everyone for bearing with us, because it was a crazy moment. So
I bring weird luck. I bring weird luck. It's probably me.
It was my big fingers. I hit a button.
I am going to blame Josh.
Yeah.
But that is a big move, going Idaho all the way to Wisconsin. You were talking about being here 2 years. That's a really, really exciting thing. And we were glad to have met you, more recently. But we met you through, Lakewood Products. So I know you kind of talked a little bit about that. Can you tell us a little bit more about Lakewood as a company?
So Lakewood Products, a lot of people don't realize this. It's been around for, I think Steve and I were talking on the way down here, about 30 years. He's owned it for roughly around 15. He was trying to kind of do the math on the way down here. We were getting some questions on Instagram. But they started with doing fishing cases, and it was a bunch of guys with wood tools in their back garage, kind of building a box to put their tackle in. And it evolved into gun cases and bow cases. Steve then went ahead, purchased it, and he's taken it and done a 180 with it and tried to come up with a lifetime case. So the materials that we're using are very, very durable. We do offer the limited lifetime warranty on a bunch of things. And so we have bow cases, gun cases, tackle boxes. Most people in the fishing world knew us for muskie. And we have, since I've come on board, branched out into some multi-species cases, which is very exciting. As you guys know, because that's kind of how we met, when you guys stopped by the booth at the Wisconsin Fishing Expo and you got all lit up about the ice fishing stuff. And then we're grateful to have you guys on the team with us right now. But the ice fishing gear is really taking off. And we have a new case coming out. We did a little contest on it, named it the Vaults. And so that will be now released. We're coming out with that. And there's a bunch of new little things in the works that I can't quite talk about until ICAST. So.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Our dream is actually to be at ICAST. So we always get excited hearing about that. Love the different stuff that comes out every year. That's super exciting. But one of the things that we also know about Lakewood is you guys always have a really exciting booth set up. That's one of the things that drew us towards you guys at the Wisconsin Fishing Expo. And I heard that you guys are setting up a booth for this weekend.
We are. So hence my fabulous background of my hotel room, living on the road again. We are here in Overland Park, Kansas, and at the Overland Park Convention Center tomorrow starting at 2 through Sunday, we will be here with our booth. And like you mentioned, for those of you who've kind of followed us, we try to make it a family affair. We do lots of shenanigans. We do giveaways, contests. We love doing the Lakewood Tough contest. You know, people coming by and everybody's like, well, you want me to do what? And I don't want to give it away on here. Like, if you haven't done it yet, you got to stop by and see us. But yeah, lots of that stuff, different contests. We'll do some online things as well. We just try to keep it fun and kind of get everybody involved. And then we will be back in our home state in Wisconsin. Wisconsin Dells the end of this month. So hopefully you guys can come join us again.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So, as far as the booth goes, you do have a whole array of hunting and fishing, guns and archery even. So, yeah. I guess tell us a little bit about all that. That's a really broad question, but if you could.
It's a lot. Yeah. And you try to put it in a 10 by 20 space and you're like, wow, okay. But no, we do have hunting and fishing. And for a long time, the two were kind of separated, and we're trying to, as a marketing standpoint, bring them back together to let everybody know, like, we're your case for everything. So whether you're out waterfowl hunting, you're out shooting competitive archery, you're out elk hunting back west, and then you fish in the different seasons, we have something for you. And it's gun cases, takedown shotgun cases for the clay and trap shooters. We have a little bit of everything, and a lot of people don't realize that. And I think that's what's been the biggest eye-opener for me. I've known the brand for a long time, been a huge supporter of the brand. Coming to work here, working the shows and having people come up and be like, oh, I've had your muskie case for like 30 years. I didn't know you guys did a gun case. I'm like, what? How do you not know? And so it's just trying to kind of get the word out there to people that, we've got cases for everything.
Well, and so let's talk a little bit about the cases. There's a few different things that make them unique. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm kind of all over the place, and I know we've got a lot of fishing people watching, but I'm going to start with our gun cases. And so your traditional gun case is a drop open case. Some of them are soft, some of them are hard. It just kind of depends. Everything has its place for kind of you and your needs. However, our concept is a drop in. So you can leave the scope on, drop the gun case in. It's fully encased in foam. They are TSA compliant, so you can fly with them. We've had people go to Africa on hunts, New Zealand. They love them. The thing with the bow case is also similar. So Steve came on board, and originally, if you go back, it's kind of fun to go back through the stuff in the factory. The case was made similar to a file folder open bow case. I don't want to start name dropping brands, but so with that, and he looked at that and he goes, that takes up too much space. I want something on the back of my tailgate where I can drop it in. So we have come up with the drop-in bow case concept where you can leave your quiver on, your stabilizer on. Generally speaking, some people run weird, wonky setups. I do that myself where I do have to take my quiver off just because of the way I run my setup. But most of the stuff is just a drop in and go. You have an arrow case, an accessory case, everything's contained in one. So then he took that concept over to the fishing part, and we do a hanging bait storage is kind of what we're known for. That way you're not dealing with the tangles, everything's hung, it's protected. Our stuff has been known for casting platforms. You can sit on the icepack. They're very, very durable. Everything now is made out of the ABS plastics. So he was able to then offer that lifetime warranty. And if those of you that follow like YouTube, social media, we posted stuff where people have ran their cases over and they're still protected and their gear is good to go.
Well, and the thing about them is that they are soft-sided hard cases, you know,
Correct.
So a lot of times you kind of have to choose between those two options in the world of cases, you know. And in this case, you really get that great durability, but you get a case that looks really great, that functions really great. And, you know, sometimes it's details that make a big difference. So, you know, one of the things that Josh and I really notice is, for example, the handles on the different cases seem like such a small detail. But when you have something that's not molded plastic getting in the way in your sled, you know, when you have something that is actually easy to carry around with you, it's not bulky, you know, those are those different functions that, well, that makes it functional, you know, and that's what you need as a sportsman and as an angler.
Right. And that's kind of the thing just personally that turned me onto the brand. I shot competitive archery, hunted, hauled around a very heavy bow case. It was great. It protected my stuff. I was at the Archery Trade Association show, and through a friend of a friend, because we all know how it kind of works, they were like, you got to come see these cases, meet the owner. I myself, and I mean, I'll just say it out there, Steve knows my story. I looked at that and go, I'm not putting my $3,500 competition bow setup in that case. I'm just not doing it. Because I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way that's going to protect. And so he's like, just take it home, see how it works for you. I took it home. I actually threw my hunting setup in it, which was a lot less money. Went on a couple hunts, and I was the girl who backed over my bow case. Thought I had it strapped on. We went to take off. I heard a noise, and so I wasn't sure what it was. Didn't look. We backed right over the top of it. And as soon as we went up on it, I literally went, oh no, oh no. It was fine. From that day, I was sold. I started throwing my competition bow in it. I flew places with my competition bow, had no issues whatsoever. It was much lighter. You're not toting around a big, heavy case all the time. So it was just really nice to have, knowing that you can fly with them. The customer service is amazing. I mean, if you've got an issue, we take care of cases from 30 years ago when they first came out. If we're able to kind of do repairs and help people out. And it's a good brand and made in the USA.
Yeah, that's one.
So that's exactly what I was actually hoping to talk about next. So, you know, we're talking about made in the USA, but even more local than that to some of us, because, you know, we have a lot of people watching from actually Wisconsin, and that is where you guys are located.
Yes, we are up just north of the Green Bay area in a little, I'm learning the term, in the Midwest, it's called a village, Swamico. And so everything, like from my office, I can look out onto the manufacturing floor. And that is what is amazing. Everything is made there. I mean, we do tours. So if people want to come up and do a tour, you're more than welcome to. Just get a hold of me ahead of time. We do not have a retail facility there. So again, we just ask for people to call because it gets a little chaotic with machines and stuff. But you can watch it go from a fabric roll to being cut to being sewn. And then it goes from the laser cutting the ABS, being built, everything goes next door, it gets put together, and then there's your case. And it's just made right there. See, he's excited about made in the USA too. Hear him?
That is really exciting because
I'll go take care of that.
She doesn't usually bark during the shows, but we're live, and so that's what happens. You know, one of the things about being made in the US, though, is especially this year with so many new anglers, with such a focus in the outdoors, you know, most of the products that people know and love and want to purchase at this, well, I guess the season's over, you know, or ending or coming into open water. But so many of those products through ice season had been sold out, you know, and it was like, well, we're sold out until next year. And that's something that you guys haven't really experienced.
We haven't. We get a little congested at times. And so maybe our turnaround for our dealers might be 5 to 7 business days as opposed to 1 to 2. We saw things really escalate for us last year, and we kind of kept plunking through it despite all the challenges of 2020's dumpster fire. And we just kind of kept rolling. We're seeing pre-orders come in already for spring. So we tell people, you know, don't call last minute, expect to get it tomorrow, even though we've done that numerous times. But it is nice having it there. We don't have the delays. I've talked to some dealers and they're like, I'm not getting some of my stuff until June or July. And I go, well, no, we'll have this out in 5 days. And they're like, 5 days? I'm like, yep, 5 days.
Yeah.
So it is super nice having it made there, and not to cross the political bandwagon or anything like that. But I mean, just to support companies that are made in the USA, it supports the jobs, it supports things happening here. And we're just really proud for that. That's something Steve stands behind very, very strongly. And it's just nice to be able to have that. And then you're not dealing with issues like, we have a product idea. We'll sit down as a design team, kind of come up with things. We can have a sample made within a day. I mean, depending on how things are going. If it doesn't work, like we were prototype testing the vault, as a couple of my staffers know, you guys included, and there were some glitches that were kind of happening with it. And we were able to go back and make changes immediately. Where if you're dealing overseas with some of that stuff, you're not going to see that product till next year.
Well, and so while we're on the topic, let's go in depth a little bit and describe a little bit more what is the Vault 4.
So I can't come out and totally say everything because we're doing a big release. So
okay. So hold those thoughts.
Y'all out there in social media land just need to follow us on social media. Sign up for our newsletter. There's my little shameless plug. But it is going to be designed as an all-season case, but the focus is on ice fishing. However, the cool part about this is it's going to fit in your boat storage compartment. We are taking right now and really trying to dial in things where our products are going to be a lot more interchangeable. It's not like you're going to buy one box and all you can use it for is that, or this can only be used for that. We're trying to do a lot more where things are going to kind of work together, complement each other, and really become a tackle storage solution for the angler in all seasons.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, just a testament to that. I mean, we bought some JT rods this year. We needed a case for them. You guys happened to build a case that's long enough, and so we worked and got one of those. What I wanted to bring up, though, is that the giant lure case that I got from Widowmaker Lures fits in the front pocket. That's almost the size of a 3600, and it's double-sided. That fits in there. I put a bunch of line in there. I put it on all my tungsten jigs. I even got brave, and I had my long rods in there, and I put short rods on top of them, and I closed it, and now that's like the most awesome thing ever. I took almost 2 bags worth of stuff and put it into the one case.
Yeah, and that's kind of something we pride ourselves in. It's similar, like you look at the bow case, the gun case, the tackle storage things. We all know, being a sportsman, you end up with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, not only you're trying to store it in your garage, your boat, your shops, whatnot, your homes, you got to store it when you travel. You got to store it out in the field. And it's just trying to make that easier for everybody. So you grab one thing and go. Is that always going to be the case? No, because we all need multiple things. We all love to have a bunch of stuff. But we just try to make it, like you were saying, Josh, where things can be put in. It just makes it easier for like day use and being able to grab things and go.
Well, and that's truly evident in a product that I'm about to use for summer is, we have the Magnum top shelf case. That's what we got. And I love that, my current existing boxes can all arrange within that case. It's really nice. So even if I have extras that I know I won't need, I can leave them at home, or I can, pick and choose or arrange how I want that. But again, the flexibility of having that is just really, really great.
And there's some exciting things coming with that one. We're trying to do a lot more interchangeable things with that. So you guys are going to be able to take what you have, and then we're going to have things that are going to complement that. And so ICAST is kind of the big show coming up in July for those of you who might not know what that is. But it's where everybody from the fishing industry gets together and tons of new products are released. And so we have some things we're kind of trying to work on. I know you guys are sad that ice fishing is over. I'm kind of excited open water's back, because now we can kind of get the ball rolling on getting some of these things out for people to test and use and get feedback, because we're on a time crunch. And we've got to get some things done, but we've got some great ideas, and it's really exciting for me to look at what the industry is doing as a whole, how much fishing has caught on last year and how many people are getting off the couch and fishing, and to see that, we're all kind of in it trying to make sure we're making products that can help every level of angler, not just the angler who's out tournament fishing or the angler who's out guiding. I mean, we want a box for the average Joe who's just going to go take the kids for the weekend and fish.
Well, and like we were just talking about this Magnum top shelf, I feel like I should show it off. I have the magazine. I didn't actually bring my card case.
Vanna.
With my light, it's going to be a little bit awkward. That's terrible. Sorry. If I back up, it's a little bit better.
This one.
That one.
So it's kind of far away. If I get closer to my camera, my light starts to reflect. So I got to work on that a little bit. But you can see how Josh was pointing out, that case, you can take those different little boxes in and out. And then the nice thing is, like, if you're saying you're talking, fishing with kids or something, they can each have their own little box and their own little shelf with their own little things. And that gives them something to do, arrange your box when you're out there, or like, what would you like to use to fish with, so those are really, really fun things to bring into your fishing experience.
Well, and not only that, it's a vertical arrangement. And so traditionally soft-sided boxes, you're putting them either end on end or in sideways, and all of your stuff falls through the cracks of the little dividers, or it falls over the top, and then you have all 10 different size hooks all in the bottom compartment that you have to separate again. Sometimes, like Emily likes to sit and separate all of her hooks. I don't like to do that. So I like the vertical arrangement. I like to be able to pull it out, put it in. It's the 3700 size.
Yes.
So you can stick all of the boxes in. You can pull. The nice part about that is you can have your stack of 3700s in your garage and swap out different ones.
And then what you do is you get one of those mesh bags that we just came out with to throw those extra utility boxes in. And because that's the biggest thing too, is like you just said, storage in your garage and being able to swap. And depending on what do the fish need today versus what do the fish need tomorrow, who am I taking in my boat? What do I need? Just having that versatility.
Well, and, we're even talking about ice season finishing up, open water starting up here pretty quick. And a lot of people are looking for how to store things for the season. Mm-hmm. We're talking about our ice rod bag. We love that. We see people storing rods in all kinds of ways, hanging them in their garage from the eyelets, all different kinds of buckets, or hanging out of sleds or whatever. And the thing is, rods are really durable until the moment that they're not, like if you get a nick in them, if it bends too far, if you get a twist, if you hang it and your eyelet happens, those are things that happen, And
can we just take a moment? I mean, I don't know who's out here listening right now, but can we just take a moment and call out those of you who broke rods at Battle on Bago because you did not have a Lakewood?
That's true. It's true. So if you're storing it for the season, or if you're storing it just to, like you're saying, fly across the lake, to turn in a fish or something, that's something that's super possible in these cases. So that's really nice.
Yeah. Well, and what's nice too with that soft-sided is you can hang them in your garage. You can put them on top of a box. You can put them in your vehicles. And with that soft-sided, it's not going to scratch. And then the cool part too, because we make everything where we make it, we do a lot of customizations where we can take and put logos on, we can put names on. So if you do have, like you were using an example of multiple kids, put their name on a bag, go get them a bag and put their name on it. They feel excited about it. You can do some different colors. We've got some different color options. So.
Well, and the cool part about, you brought up earlier where you're looking to make equipment for like the average person. And not only is this a US made product, it's a lifetime product, but it doesn't come with that lifetime price tag that you're used to seeing. There's plenty of bigger name cases that are less utility. They have the one purpose and they're twice the price.
Yeah. And
so the nice thing about this is that it does go through all seasons. You can customize it for, what is it, $20?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels and looks like something that should be a $500 case.
Right. And we do have people, sometimes sticker shock is real. Let's all face it. And with different times and challenges and situations, but we try to let people know, like you just said, you do that initial investment. You've already done the investment in your lures, your rods. Stuff's getting expensive. It's not cheap anymore. you do that initial investment, you have it for the rest of your life. And that's what I think I love the most is when people do come up at these shows or they'll call or email, talk to me on social media, and they're like, I've had this case for 30 years since it first came out. And I'm kind of like, okay, well, send me a picture. And on our tags, we know the time frame based off the tags. So if anybody ever contacts me for like warranty stuff, I'm like, send me a picture of that tag. I need to see the front of your case. We can literally, figure out when that case was made, and to see some of them still going strong. It's crazy. And then now we're so much better than we were 30 years ago. It's a cool thing to see. It's a good investment.
That's awesome. So we do have a question here. We can bring that up. If anybody has questions about any of the things we've talked about so far, certainly submit that in. Or if you have something we haven't touched on yet, submit that. From Jonathan, ever thinking making a bag for flasher fly for Great Lakes?
Jonathan, you need to pay attention because there's some good things coming in the works, and it'll be right up your alley. I can't say a whole lot. I feel bad. Like I just want to be like, this is what we're doing. But I can't. So Jonathan, keep watching. There are some exciting things in the works for flashers, and it'll be right up your alley. I think you'll be happy.
Well, I think he'll be watching.
He actually was just talking about, glad I purchased my Lakewood boat case, and happy 2 Lakewood cases came with my Miracraft boat.
See, you're already part of the Lakewood family. You're winning right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But, we were talking about watching social media, and that is actually something that is really fun with Lakewood. You guys do a lot of fun live segments and posts and all of that. So I know we just had a whole huge push with ice season. What's coming up next on social media?
Right now, you're going to see a lot of turkey. It's turkey time. Florida, I got guys heading to Florida next weekend. The rest of the season's kind of the further north you go, we'll start opening up April into May. So shotgun cases right now, if you guys get online, there's a special going on with those. If you type in the word turkey, it's a sale on the shotgun cases. Then we're all excited for open water. Guys are already out fishing on the Fox. Some of them are starting to night fish. Walleyes are getting caught. Things are happening. Tournaments are going to kick off. And so it's that whole spring transition that we kind of love. Steve likes to joke, my boss, we're in the lull right now. And I'm like, what lull? There's no lull. Like, we're just rolling. But the open water stuff coming up. And it's super exciting to have guys calling right now. And they're like, I just got my boat. I need to outfit it, whether it's a brand new one or new to them. And so it's super exciting to kind of do that and see people get set up. And then I love the best when they share pictures and you can see kind of who's doing what and how they're setting things up. And we love that.
Well, and that's a really great point that you're making because, we've talked about different cases of all sorts, but more than that, Lakewood even makes, some fun accessories for the boat. So a lot of people are getting their boats out and, looking them over and making the adjustments before they hit the water. What are some of the accessories that you offer?
Well, we have come out with a net protector. That's really exciting. That was kind of done with some people behind the scenes, and we brought that to fruition, and it's been going really well. So just a simple thing like that, just to protect the gunnel on your boat. We know we don't like scratches when people drag that net across. The mesh bags, because the other problem people are running into in your boat storage is you got all those great utility boxes. We all use them. They're never going to go away. So we kind of do things to kind of work with them. And so now there's actual mesh storage bags you can set down into the compartment of your boat, put your utility boxes in it. So when you do things like Josh was saying, where you got to swap for the weekend, you got to take this out, use this, you can literally set it right back on your garage shelf. And you're not dealing with trying to carry them all and they're dropping. And we all know those utility boxes don't last. They crack, break, all sorts of shenanigans. So we've done that. They're also great in the back of your truck, throwing gloves and hats and extra things in. I do that all the time.
Oh, that's a good point.
So it's a great bag, and it's mildew resistant. So you're not going to get all nasty and gross from all that stuff.
That's actually a really great point. I love the idea of putting it in your car even.
Yes.
I like that a lot. The other thing that I'm thinking about is you have different accessories for, like, if you have pedestal seats in your boat. So allowing for different bigger baits or
tool storage, planer boards, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so that's a big popular seller for us. I've been driving all day. Bear with me as I try to communicate here. And so we've got a musky version and then a multi-species version. The multi-species version actually holds 6 planer boards, and then it'll hold your like day baits that you're kind of running. That way, when you're out fishing, you're running your electronics, you're busy, you need to make a switch that's got to happen quick, you can just grab and go. The tournament guys honestly love that one because they can put things right there. Their tools are there. Everything's contained. You're not stepping on them. You're not having friends, family, clients step on stuff like that. We also have a taller one for the musky bait, so it'll actually hold the musky baits inside, and that one has a waterproof pocket on it.
That's super awesome. You know, one of the most important things is when you have so many hooks around, you know, keeping them in a place where they're not hooking on carpet or hooking on other rods or line or causing a tangle. So when you have a place so you can drop them, that they're out of the way, but also easy to get to, man, that's like almost hard to imagine having that.
Yeah, we try to just keep it simple. The lure wallets that came out that were a huge hit for ice fishing season, those are great to have on your boat too, to throw your jigs in. Have the little binder up there on your dash. You're not having to dig through things. And I've been around people where they just throw their jigs on the carpet, you know, the sides of the boat. And I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna put their hand in that or get hurt. And so it's just nice.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight. You know, this is an easy thing to have in front of the camera. I didn't actually bring my big rod case or my tablet cases and stuff. But, you know, let's talk about what this is, because in ice season, we talked about how this fits in the pockets of your bibs and your jacket. So, you know, a lot of the rain gear that's out has similar size pockets to, you know, your ice gear. So this is probably something that'll still fit. But again, if you're wearing that jacket because it's waterproof, this will fit right in that pocket.
Yeah, so we have the pocket size version like you've got,
right.
Which fits in most of the major brands. I tested it a lot myself on my striker stuff. And so then we have a medium that's a 3600 size, and then the large is actually a 3700 size.
And this is a really, really exciting thing for me. I mean, I do like this size. Sorry, I hope you can hear me over the Velcro. Any of these different foam spots, and I have to say this is our unused version because Josh and I tend to use my other one that's in my bucket. But any of these little foam spots, you are able to put your different lures or jigs, whatever that you're using, it will fit in here really quite nicely. And then with these little clear protectors, which are kind of hard to make show up on camera here, but that really holds things down. You're not going to have your, you know, different things hitting each other. You're not going to have paint chipping, anything like that. So this has been a really, really fun thing to use throughout the day. You know, if I am switching up different jigs, like you're saying, or, you know, if I'm going to another, I'm really good about getting the next out, but I forget to put one away. And so this becomes kind of like my dump pile at the end of the day. And I can look down the line and see what I've used. What have they reacted to? Are there colors? Are there patterns? So this is also really nice in organizing, you know, not just my jigs, but kind of my brain and my thought process of how I'm finding fish that day.
No, that is awesome. I didn't even think of that angle, like how you've been using it for the day. I'm just like storage. So, I mean, that's great.
The other thing that I really do like about it is this middle section here. So I'm opening it up kind of funny. That is another piece that's Velcro. So this is totally replaceable if you use this up in some crazy way. I mean, there's a lot of space for hooks on here, you know, but if you ever felt the need, that's possible. But the other fun thing about this is that allows you a space that's a little bit larger. So even if you have like a spoon or a larger jig that you're putting in there, you still have that room in there, you know, without it sitting awkward. And again, those plastic sheets are still there, so they're not bumping into each other and not chipping paint, anything like that.
Well, and this is the time of season. I haven't told you yet, but I was actually saving this one and not putting ice stuff in it, because you can take this and you can write hook size numbers on this, and this is what we're going to put our stinger hooks on. So you can have your whole wallet of stinger hooks. You can put, you know, you can put a number on the bottom, a number on the top, and then hook your stinger hooks on there. They're going to stay in there. They're pretty much the right length for this, you know, for the pocket size. And then you can swap it out if you need bigger ones, if you need smaller ones. And that's what this is going to get used for. So that's why I was saving it. But.
Who knew?
Well, and that's what's kind of handy with that. Like you said, you can have one set with your ice stuff, tuck it away, and then just put your other one on and you're ready to roll for spring.
And there's also a label pocket. So then you know which one you're grabbing.
Yep. You guys are hired. You've got it all.
But that's a thing, you know, when you have a great product, you know, you kind of feel like bragging, but you know, you are excited to share about what's worked for you with others, because you know what happens when I don't put my jigs in there? They're like rolling around the bottom of my bucket where my gloves also sit. Like that right off the bat is stupid. Or it's like hanging out on the magnet on the front of my striker bibs. You know, it's like, okay, that's cool, but that only holds so long. Or it's, you know, hopefully not falling on the ice. You don't want to lose that, you know. So keeping track of that in a really easy fashion, again, is important in being an angler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's what we kind of like about, and that's where we've kind of cloned the whole like Lakewood family concept, is because everybody is very good about sharing different things online. I'll grab things, share them. We've had people take like our little mini magnum case and they've utilized that for their archery case. And so they'll go to the tournament archery stuff. I always thought of it as a fishing case. And here it is. They've got all their different fletches, everything they need, tools, everything to get done. It's all in this like little tackle case. That's now that. We've had a couple people take the Magnum top shelf and it's now turned into their gun cleaning kit. So there's just a lot of different things you can do. And just because we advertise something one way on the website, it's yours to run with.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fun. You know, that's again evident in that Magnum case, because you can take that foam out of the top. You know, it has little slits put in that you can put your little spoons or jigs or gosh, whatever it is that you're organizing in there, or you can take it out. You guys also give a divider. So if you take that foam out, it's in there. You know, you can put that divider in. So that's just really nice. You can use that for how you see fit.
Yeah, and we try to do a lot of that where it's versatile. Like our case that we came up with last year for ICAST, which happened virtually, is the sidekick. And I feel like that's a really underrated case that just a lot of people don't even know about because of what went down last year. And we try to push it a lot online, but our kayak guys love that case. And so that's kind of what that was designed for. Well, now I've got like my bass fishermen, they love it if they're a co-angler because they can load that case up, put their utility boxes in there, have their hanging lures. It's like a literally all-in-one tackle box. It's great for the dads. I've had a lot of feedback taking the kids out fishing, and moms too, taking the kids out fishing, and then they can just have everything in a day box. Plus the kids can sit on it, they can stand on it, they can do whatever, because that's kind of what we're known for, is that as well.
Yeah, that durability, you know, you can't ever talk enough about that, because that's what we're using these storage solutions for, is, you know, to protect the equipment. So
yep,
durable, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the other thing that we haven't talked about, you know, we've talked a lot about Lakewood and the products, but Sara, you do a lot of fun social media kind of yourself too. So I was hoping that, you know, you could kind of touch on that. Is that, am I blindsiding you?
A little bit. Yeah, because I just don't like talking about myself very much.
Okay.
But no, it's okay. I originally, I mean, my background came from, I mean, I worked a real job 9 to 5. I was just like everybody else, but I was blessed with the opportunity to be sponsored by a couple different companies that have been huge supporters and fans of mine for years. And to this day, it's now turned into business relationships because we now all work together in the industry. And so I kind of got started, like I said, with archery. I grew up a gun girl, thanks to my dad and getting me outside. And then one year I was like, I want to take up archery. When I did it, it wasn't cool. Girls didn't do that type of a thing. I remember going into an archery shop and they just didn't really want to pay attention to me. I said, hey, I'm interested in buying a bow. I'd like to get lessons. I want to learn this. Yeah, whatever. Tie in the fact too, I'm also left-handed. And so a lot of people didn't even have that. And long story short, I kind of roamed around to some different shops out west and came across Vince and Joan. They kind of got me started in things. They were working in a little shop there in Spokane Valley, Washington at the time. And one thing led to another, and they got me introduced with Martin Archery. And I mean, I was sponsored by Martin Archery for a while, and things just kind of grew. And I took it as becoming an ambassador for the sport. I just really wanted to encourage women, kids, families to get off the couch and get outdoors. Even if you don't hunt, go shoot foam. I fish. I don't call myself like a good angler. I fish for fun. That's what it's all about. I'm kind of goofy for those of you who have fished with me. I like to just go out and have a bunch of fun. I get really excited over fish this big, and they're like, well, you got to go bigger. And I'm like, no, look what I caught. It's this big. And so I did that for many years, did a lot of women's workshops and seminars at Cabela's. Would do the ladies' day out events, help with coaching a little bit of archery. Fast forward, you kind of go through life, and life throws some curveballs at you. And that was my way to kind of disconnect from everything that was going on in life at that time, by getting outdoors. So I started my social media platforms. That was back before it was cool too, and just kind of got things going. And I just like to share my experiences, and I try to be positive on there, but you'll find days where I'm just like, okay, done. I'm done with life right now. I just try to be real, authentic. I'm kind of goofy. For those of you who know me, I do post sarcastic things. Funny story for those of you who do follow on Instagram, I posted a picture of me sitting in a suitcase holding an adult beverage bottle. And it was just pretty much this like funny saying, like, somebody send help, because it's been a chaotic week with everything kind of going on. I literally had a good friend of mine call today, and he's like, hey, Lamson, just call and check on you. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're not on suicide watch. And I said, what? He goes, your post. And I'm like, come on, you know me. But yeah, so I am kind of goofy. I don't know why people follow me, but I've got a pretty good following on both Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's worked really well now doing Lakewood, because I'm able to take my fan base, which I hate saying that word. I don't consider my people fans, but take those people and introduce them to the Lakewood products and kind of utilize that entire market. So I'm kind of hitting people from all over the place. But I'm not all about Lakewood on my personal stuff. You guys know I'm kind of goofy, silly, post random things. So,
well, we got to fish with you for quite a few hours, and it's fun. It was fun to hang out with you because you had a lot of stories about your hunting and archery and stuff. And Emily and I come from the exact opposite background, so we picked up archery later in life. We shoot competitive archery at a bar league.
Yeah.
We didn't get to it this year. We were a little busy with this stuff, but I hunt a little bit. She just shoots foam, but then our whole thing is fishing. So it was really fun to spend some time with somebody that's in the fishing industry without the background.
Yeah.
How the stories are very much the same, but also a little bit different.
Yeah. And I've had people even comment, they're like, do you even shoot anymore? And honestly, the Midwest way of life is so different than out West for me, just on how I approach things. And I've really gotten into this fishing thing. And I mean, I am just having a blast. And my first time ice fishing, and I know a bunch of you watching are gonna be like, man, you came from Idaho, you have Cascade. I never fished Cascade. I rode my snowmobile and we went and hunted mountain lions. That's what we did in the winter. We didn't go sit on a lake. And so in 2019, after I had moved, a couple of the girls from work were like, come ice fish with us. And I'm like, what? You want me to go on ice? Like, and now I want to learn more. Like, it's just, you start something like that and it's fun, it's different. And you just appreciate, like you guys said, the people that you meet, the people that you're around, and everybody's so encouraging, and they're like, they offer up their advice and you try to learn. And I mean, that's what it's about, is developing that outdoor family. And we're in it all. We all want to appreciate the outdoors and just trying to encourage more people to get out there. And you don't always have to like go kill an animal or something. I mean, you can shoot foam, you can go fish, you can just sit on the water and enjoy Mother Nature and be out there. So that's kind of what I push.
That's awesome. So, we do have actually
one more question
about Lakewood. So
yeah, bring those questions, people. I don't like talking about myself. I'm asking.
So the question is there a backpack?
There is not a backpack. That's a little bit of a loaded question. So we've talked about actually making one. We've had a lot of people inquire if we do it. Fortunately and unfortunately, when you make things in the USA, it is more. It just costs more. So the things with the backpacks is we're not quite sure how we'd fit into the market trying to be competitive with things that are made overseas. Because a lot of the companies currently get their angler backpacks from overseas. And I mean, we've tried a number crunch and tried to be competitive, and it's just something we haven't quite crossed the bridge with. We do have a couple cases in the works that have concept where you could put them on your back. We do have our existing ice pack for those of you who are not familiar with those. That can be utilized as a pack. You throw it on and roll out to the lake and run and gun and go chase your tip ups, do what you need to do. But as far as an actual true backpack, we're not quite there yet.
Well, and I appreciate that very correct and accurate answer. But I will also say, though, on that ice pack, it does have 2 straps that seem intended for your shoulders as a backpack. So you're saying like it's not really super back. But if you are a tip-up fisherman, if you are looking to store your gear on your way out there with that, like it's an ice pack. I would call it a tip-up fishing backpack. So if that's what you're looking for in a backpack, I would say then the answer is absolutely. If you're looking for a backpack, maybe not specifically for tip-ups, then, maybe that's more of the answer that you already gave. But I think that ice pack is actually a really, really cool thing. I've explored the idea of, fitting even different things in it. So Jim, if you're looking at it, come check it out at my house, and they're very awesome. Or otherwise check it out online.
No, definitely go check out Emily's. And Emily and Josh have given us some amazing feedback, as has Pat. When we were all there at Bago, we are making a few modifications to the pack that will be out as well shortly. Pat has a prototype of the pack. And so he's kind of running with that, and it's going to hold the round tip ups where a bunch of you have had problems storing those. So all the circular tip ups out there in the world right now, we're going to have the solution here shortly. And so we're pretty excited about that. And then you guys have brought in some great ideas that we're going to kind of implement. And I don't want to say too much. That's why you guys have to follow Coffee Junction, got to follow Lakewood, and we'll start making announcements.
Oh my gosh. But that is really fun. And so we are really looking forward to all that is to come. So remind us again how we can follow Lakewood.
So lakewoodproducts.com is our website. Definitely go there and sign up for our newsletter. We do a monthly giveaway of a case. Plus, that's where you're going to know about things first. We send newsletters out first to the family, and then we do post on social media. So you can find us on Facebook, Lakewood Products, also over on Instagram, Lakewood Products. And make sure you watch the stories. We do co-post, however you want to call it, from Instagram over to Facebook. But we do a lot of interaction on the stories. And if you guys are part of the family and already have products out there, tag us. I love doing shout outs to people. So just tag us. We try to share and kind of spread the wealth for everybody so they can all get some love.
That's awesome. And then for people who are interested in maybe following you as well, how do they do that?
Oh, myself again. Just look me up. I'm the Idaho girl or the Lakewood girl. That's how everybody knows me. But I'm under 208 Outdoors on Instagram. I'm way more active over there. I find that that's just a more positive platform for myself personally. So that's the best place to find me.
Excellent. And definitely Josh and I will be sharing more information, hopefully sharing some of your stuff and definitely sharing from Lakewood. So
yes, you guys are awesome. I've been getting some great pictures and the feedback on the product, and we're just so happy to have you on board. So
awesome. Well, and thank you so much again for being here tonight.
Yeah. Yes, thanks everybody. And I guess peace out from Kansas. And if you guys are in the Kansas area, come say hi.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. Hang tight real quick and then we'll talk to you in a minute. But otherwise, thanks again for being on.
Thanks, guys.
And to everybody else, if there are summer events coming up, let us know what you guys are up to. If you are on a great walleye bite on the Wolf River, let me know where you're at, because that's where I'm coming to this weekend with my boat.
Nobody's going to tell you.
Nobody's going to tell me.
I won't.
I don't expect that. But if you do have other awesome things going on, or man, if you do still have ice somewhere, let us know that. And otherwise, thanks again for joining us on this edition of the Night Bite.
All right. Night.